Welcome back to Florida Victoria's Basketball Media Day. Isaac Edelman here with the Princeton transfer, Xaivian Lee. Xaivian, you've been here a few months now. How has Gainesville been treating you?
It's been great, honestly. Got here beginning of summer, but obviously practice just started, and we've got a couple scrimmages going on, and then we start games. But I feel like I'm adjusting well, getting comfortable. Guys have been great. Basketball's been good. School's been cool as well. So feeling at home.
Look, when you transferred here, Gator fans were happy. They were on top of the earth because losing a guy like Walter Clayton, losing Will Richard, losing Elijah Martin isn't easy. But then they get a guy named Xaivian Lee, one of the flashiest players that was in the transfer portal. Just what did you learn about Gator Nation when you came here? It seemed like you felt at home right away.
For sure. I feel like Gator fans are awesome. They expect a lot, which is obviously going to be at any big time school. But I think it's really special here how involved they are. I see it with football all the time, on social media, basketball when we're not even playing. People are always talking about the season and stuff. So, I'm just really excited to play for a big, supporting crowd, and I think the guys really feed off that. So it'll be really cool.
Obviously, you know that the expectations are high, right? The team wants to run it back, but you can't run it back because you weren't on the team last year. But one thing you can do is help the guys that were here last year run it back. Just how does that motivate you? What kind of pressure does it put on you that, hey, there's guys in this locker room that have experienced it before and you want to experience it for the first time as well?
100%. Everywhere we go is always people just saying like back to back, or are we gonna win again this year? And for me, I think for the new guys, it's like we're stepping into a culture who's already experienced that, which is, I think, very rare. You could kind of have that sort of experience. But for us, I think it's focusing on this season and finding ways to repeat, obviously. But for the new guys, we're trying to come in here and do it all over again. They say getting to the top of the mountain, you got to take a different path. So I think we're just ready for the challenge. I think we know that we have the talent, and we just got to play together as a team and figure it all out. But it's invaluable having that sort of experience from guys in the locker room who've already done it. Obviously,
is there a fine line between hearing about the national championship all the time and listening to it, but also putting it aside because this is a brand new team?
100%. I think you got to kind of strike a healthy balance of both of that. Having that confidence, but also still that determination and humility. For sure. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there. That's something that I think we're all trying to accomplish.
What has the hardest transition been for you moving from Princeton here to Florida?
Honestly, I was thinking about basketball, of course. Like that's what brought me here. But I think that's been going really well. That's kind of where all my attention goes, all my effort almost. So I'm kind of quite happy with how my decision has been and how my time has been here so far. I'm obviously really excited for the season start. But the toughest part probably just been like changing scenery. Used to being somewhere for 3 years, growing accustomed to like friends, teammates, and all that, and kind of having to restart. Which I'm grateful. Some people do that every single year, so this is my first time doing it. But I would say more so like the life aspect of it is more of something that's been more of a switch in the basketball. I feel like basketball is always basketball, so
yeah,
that for sure.
When you transferred here, everybody was talking about, hey, how is Xaivian Lee going to move from being at Princeton to the SEC? But that's crazy because the transfer portal is wild, and everybody always goes from mid-majors to schools in the SEC. Just for you, what has there been one thing that somebody has told you, hey, this is the thing you're going to need to work on to adjust to the SEC? Or is it just more, from a confidence standpoint, anybody can make that leap?
Yeah, I see like a lot of what people say, wherever, and kind of the public discourse or dialogue that goes on, whatever. Try not to look at it too much, but like it's always in your face. So I think for me, it just really motivates me, honestly. I try and put it aside. Obviously, I'm very confident in my abilities and what I can do. So I kind of just let that motivate me a little. But for sure, obviously SEC was the best conference in America by far last year, and it's probably gonna be similar this year. Just physicality, athleticism, but for me, I think my mindset's gonna help me get through that. Like I'm just a confident player, and I think I can get my game off at whatever level. So I'm just really excited to get into that.
You're a guy that has a big personality and definitely a strong play style on the court. Well, how have you been fitting in this locker room? This is obviously a locker room with a lot of big personalities as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think everyone has a lot of confidence here, which I really like. I don't know if I'm the biggest personality. Like I'm pretty laid back, I feel like, but I'm feeling at home. Like some guys on the team, it's only been a couple months, but like they feel like my best friends already. So, I think we have a really good, locker room atmosphere vibe to it, and it makes playing on the court a lot more fun when we have fun just hanging out off the court too.
What stuck out about Todd going and obviously he was a big part of you transferring here?
Yeah, no, I mean he's for sure a player's coach, and then obviously he's very smart, schematically, offensively, defensively as well. I think he's just a really fun guy to be around as a coach. Usually I'm used to different styles of coaching, and I don't know, it's very fun to play for a guy like that.
A big reason you came here was also the analytics, right? And that's what Golden brings in. Just what has that adjustment been? Because the Gators are so analytical oriented.
Like people love talking about that, but honestly, it wasn't didn't play that much of a factor into my decision. Obviously, it did a little bit, but it wasn't like that was that's why I came here, of course. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just a testament to how critical they are in analyzing the game, and even our practices and taking into account things that most other teams don't. But I mean, we don't really see it too much, honestly, as players. It's more like for them, and we see it sometimes. So yeah, I mean, it's just cool to know the whole game is being taken into account while we're practicing and playing.
Obviously, everybody's talking about this team, but you haven't played a game yet. Just how excited are you to be able to get there in the O-Dome for the first time this season?
I'm excited. I'm excited to play for a packed crowd, kind of have that atmosphere. We haven't really had any. I feel like a lot of other teams have been playing exhibition games in front of crowds, or even midnight mass and stuff. So we haven't really experienced a packed house yet. So it'll be my first time playing in a home environment like that. So I'm super excited for that.
And last thing for you, for the Gator fans that don't know who Xaivian Lee is yet, what would you tell them? Who's Xaivian Lee?
Stay tuned to find out. You'll see very soon.
All right, I like that answer. Xaivian Lee, the Princeton transfer. Thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.